What's up guys, welcome back to Command Point. In today's video we were going to talk just about the new Warhammer Community Kill Team Terrain article, but this morning apparently the Warhammer Community Twitter leaked some data cards, so we're going to dive into those first. Alright, so first things first, we've got a preview for the Space Marine Reaver. So the basic Space Marine stats, it looks like they're going to be 3 circle or 6 inches for movement, action point level 3, GA, which a lot of people are saying could be group activation for like fire teams all simultaneously performing an action working together, is 1, defense 3, save 3 up, and 12 wounds. For their loadout, it looks like you can take a bolt carbine, or a special issue bolt pistol, or a combat knife, and they also have their fists. The special issue bolt pistol has got a 6-inch range and AP1. The only thing here that really stands out to me is the combat knife. Combat knife gives you an extra melee attack. There's no abilities or unique actions listed. Keywords are just Imperium, Space Marines, whatever chapter. Ooh, yo, that's interesting. That is super interesting. So if it says chapter, we can safely assume that sub-factions are now going to be a thing in this game. At the very least, Space Marine chapters will be in this game. Primaris, Reaver, and Warrior. So Warrior is an operator type, and we'll see that later on. There's multiple of these operator types in parentheses. Alright, so next up we have got the Rubric Marine. Rubric Marine has the same amount of movement as a standard Space Marine. It's got a action point level of 2, which is 1 less, which kind of makes sense, you know, because these are Space Marines that have been turned into dust that are just trapped in their power armor. 3 up save, 12 wounds, defense 3. The Inferno Bolt Gun gives you 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 3 damage and 4 damage respectively, with AP1. So here they've got some unique abilities. Favored by change, the operative has a 5-up invulnerable save, that's cool. And then all is dust. Each time a shooting attack is made against this operative, if the ranged weapon has a normal damage characteristic of 3 or less, this operative is treated as having a save characteristic of 2 up for that shooting attack. So these guys are looking pretty tanky. Now we have got the Chaos Space Marine Gunner. Same standard Space Marine stats. So far it's only been Space Marines, guys. I apologize. We've got they can take either a flamer, a melta gun, or a plasma gun. I want to talk about the melta and plasma gun because we've already seen the stats for the flamer. Melta gun hits on 3s, does damage 6 or damage 3, potentially first misprint. Why would it be doing less damage on a critical hit? It's only got a 6-inch range, which is interesting. It's AP2, which I don't know how AP is going to work in this. I don't know if it's going to be that AP2 is going to go against the save, so it would bump a Space Marines 3-up save to a 5-up save, which seems like pretty weak. So I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if the way AP works in this game now is instead of affecting the roll that you have to make, it takes away some of the dice that you're actually rolling. But I don't know. I could be mistaken. I could be misremembering the defense value and save rolling for shooting attacks. And then it's got, for special abilities, it's got Mortal Wounds 4. So on a crit, it deals... Okay, so this kind of makes sense, actually. So on a crit, it's going to do 4 mortal wounds in addition to 3 damage. I guess that kind of doesn't make sense. Because at max, it's only ever going to do 7 wounds, which is 1 more than what you're normally going to be doing. So it's a consistent weapon, but I honestly think this might be a misprint. The plasma gun, it's got a standard profile, hitting on 3s, damages of 5 and 6 with AP1, and then supercharge, same thing except it's got AP2 and hot, which I can only assume when it goes hot, you'll probably just roll a 1 on the hit roll, and you'll take either the operative out of action, or they're going to lose a certain amount of wounds. So now we're taking a look at the Hardened Veteran, or another one of the Death Corps of Krieg models in the starter box, armed with a lasgun bayonet and bionic arm. We've seen pretty much the stats for this model, except for that bionic arm, which gives you 3 attacks, hitting on 4s, and doing damage 4 and 5. So significantly better than the bayonet. And now we've got what is soon to be a fan favorite model for the Orc Commando players, or just kill teamers in general, is this Commando Grot. 6-inch movement, 2 APL, 5 up save, defense 3, only 5 wounds, but for special abilities, it's got Sneaky Zogger. This operative cannot have an engage order. No idea what that means. In addition, this operative is always treated as having a conceal order regardless of any other wounds. And then in parentheses it says vantage point. So we'll talk about vantage point when we get to the terrain part of the video. So I'm guessing like conceal order probably like improves your cover save or just like makes you harder to hit. Moving on, it's got a unique action called grappling hook. For 1 action point, select a point on a terrain feature that is visible to this operative. Perform a free normal move action with this operative, moving in a single straight line with an unlimited movement as though it can fly. It must finish the move within triangle of that point. Oh god, triangle. I already forgot what triangle is. It's 3 inches? It's either 3 or 4 inches. No, because if it was 3 inches, it would make sense. That's how I know it's 4 inches. I hope I got that right. Next up, we've got the Neophyte Hybrid Gunner from the Genestealer Call. They can take either a Flamer, a Grenade Launcher, or a Weber. The Weber, 4 attacks, 3 up ballistic skill, 2 damage, 6-inch range, lethal 5 up, and then it's also got stun. It'll probably like either limit the amount of actions that a stunned model, like say a model gets stunned, they'll probably have a cap to however many actions they can complete, or they just might not even be able to activate in the next turn. The Grenade Launcher is 2 profiles for frag and crack, 4 attacks apiece, hitting on 4s, 2 and 4 with a blast 2-inch marker. No idea how that's going to work. I know that the blast keyword in 9th edition is whenever you have a variable amount of attacks being rolled. So say like Grenade Launcher in that game is 1d6 for frag grenades, but they're a blast weapon. So if you are shooting into a unit of between like 6 and 10, you take a minimum of 3 attacks no matter what you roll. And then if you're shooting into a unit of 11 or higher, I believe, you're going to get the max automatically. But no idea how that's going to work in this edition of Kill Team. So one thing I forgot to mention, in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see there are a pair of crossed combat knives. It looks like a shield, a crosshair, and an inverted triangle. Those are denoting, I believe, like specialisms for narrative play. I'm not sure because they use I don't know what they're going to be calling them now, because they keep referring to models such as gunners and just like operatives, like we saw talking in the video about fire teams and how to build your kill team rosters. Yeah, so I don't know what those abilities are going to entail, if that's just going to be for narrative play, if it's also going to be in match play missions. I don't know. It seems like they're going for everybody is a specialist, so it's like I don't know what term they're going to be calling like those really special models now. I don't know. If I have missed anything in these data cards, guys, or you have some information that I don't, go ahead and put it in the comments below, so we can continue the conversation there, because I want to know everything I can, and I know that you guys want to as well. So if you guys know anything, put it in the comments below. Now we're gonna go ahead and dive into this article all about the new terrain rules in this edition of Kill Team. So here in the article is when they actually start talking about the rules. They say that ramshackle barricades, which are these orc barricades here, are light and traversable terrain. So they're keywording terrain features similar to how they're doing in 9th edition. So light cover means that operatives can take cover behind them. and then traverse means that they can hop over them. A traverse is when an operative must clear a small obstacle in their way, such as a barricade or a pipe. During an operative's move, it can ascend and descend terrain with the traversable trait at the cost of a white circle, or 2 inches of movement, but cannot finish a move on top of it. If this is not possible, it cannot traverse it. It must move around it instead. Note that a traverse is not a climb. The operative simply vaults over the obstacle in their way as it moves horizontally across the kill zone. So here they're talking about another piece of terrain, the ramshackle walls, which are broken down into they've keyworded 3 different portions of the same terrain piece, which is interesting. So the traversable and light we've already explained, so that's the, I guess, kind of like battlements that we'll call on the very top of the structure. Vantage point is something that's new. A vantage point is a terrain feature with a vertical element that operatives can be placed upon. If a part of a terrain feature is not defined as a vantage point, operatives can climb over or traverse it, but they cannot finish a move or be set up upon it. So that's interesting. You can only set up models in vantage point keyworded positions if they're above ground level. So the last piece of the puzzle to this ramshackle wall is the heavy keyword, and that's for the actual wall piece beneath the platform and the traversable and light terrain on the very top. It says down here that heavy terrain, provides cover and is obscuring. So obscuring in this new edition of Kill Team, I'm gonna assume that it is obscuring does not mean line of sight blocking. I'm guessing it's going to be similar to the old edition of Kill Team, where it just provided a bonus to your model being in cover whenever it's getting shot at. That could be either you get an extra defense die, or you get an increase to the save. Instead of a Space Marine having a 3-up save, they would go up to a 2-up save, something like that. And then cover is in there too, so I'm not sure. They don't really define cover in this article, unfortunately, so we don't know how everything works. Here they've got a scrap pile, so an operative cannot climb over this part of the terrain feature. Instead, they must scramble over it. To do so, an operative must perform a scramble over or charge over action. It's just difficult terrain. It's going to cost you something if you want to move over it. So guys, that's basically going to wrap it up for this video today. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, as that lets me know what kind of content you guys are into, and really helps the channel grow. And it's absolutely free. So if you're into Kill Team, you want to keep up with all the latest Kill Team stuff, just hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with us. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of all the new leaked data cards, of all the terrain features and everything that are going to be in the Kill Team starter box. Special thank you to our Patreon supporters for supporting the channel and allowing us to build the channel and grow it. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all again very soon.